Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is? Monday morning chats with Sack, and Sack is me. I hope that you guys had a good weekend. I just had a busy week. I just had a busy week. It should be better this week, and I'm praying that it's better. But overall, I did enjoy myself. And so I tried to figure out what I was going to talk about. I did not know at all. And most times, to be honest, how I come about different titles, different topics is by just having conversation with people. And so I went to Philly this week to help my girlfriend, best friend, with her wedding. And so I was out there and I had a good time. Got a chance to see my other friend that I didn't see in a while. Got a chance to hang out with my mom, my aunt. So it was cool. Like, it was a good weekend overall. Like, I enjoyed myself. But my girlfriend, she asked me this question, and I just thought that it will be a good conversation. And it's so funny because Pastor Newt, right? The guy that called Pastor Newt, the pastor of Alpha Street Baptist Church in Alexandria, Virginia, had a sermon yesterday called Missing the Signs. And I just thought it kind of tied into what I'm talking about today. So my girlfriend asked me this one question. She said, do you feel like you cut people out your life too soon? Like, do you ever give people a chance, right? Doesn't matter who it is. And I had to sit back. I said, that's a really good question. And I said, at one point in my life, I did, right? So I felt like if you did something wrong, it was just like scissors. And my cousins, my friends were like, Dad, like, you a little too harsh, Sakina. Like, you cut somebody out. Like, you didn't even give them a chance to explain. Like, it could be the smallest thing. I'm like, you know what? Bye-bye, right? Just cut them off. And as I got older, and that's like in my 20s, as I got older, I was like, you know what? Let me at least try to hear somebody out, right? Let me hear somebody out. Let me extend grace, because grace was always extended to me. I know that people mess up. I know people are not perfect. And so I said, no, after a while, I started to learn how to listen to someone and try to understand where they're coming from, right? We all make mistakes. And she said the biggest thing for me is knowing when to walk away from somebody. Like, when do you walk away? Especially, like, let's say you've been friends with somebody for a long time and you know that this person is just not a good friend for you, right? But you're sticking around because the history, right? Because you've been around this person for a long time. Or maybe it's a woman or a man in your life you just can't let go of. And you feel like, hey, I invested all this time. I want to return on my investment, right? So you invest all this time. You're like, you know what? I'm going to stick around because I want to see what I'm going to get out of this. And that was something that she was struggling with. And I said, well, it's cool. You want to be friends with somebody for, you want to stay in a friendship. You want to stay in a relationship because you knew this person for a long time. But I said, you have to really ask yourself this one important question. What about my feelings? And I said, it's okay to be understanding. And I said, sometimes I realized I was too understanding and I was just overlooking the disrespect. And I said, you got to really sit back and just say, like, you got to really look back and say, wow, like, am I considering my feelings, right? Because if a person hurts you over and over and over again, why do you have to give them chances after chances? My girlfriend posted something on her YouTube channel last week, was like, why are they so quick to give another man a chance, but if their girlfriend screw up, they will like cut them off? And I can say I was the opposite, right? I'll be quick to cut a guy off. My friends, oh no, you could come back in, and you whatever you did before, it's okay. And the person keep doing the same thing. Now, the playing board is even. Doesn't matter who you are. It could be a friend. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, it could be a colleague. The rules apply to everybody. It's on the same playing board. So no one can ever say, oh, you treated this person differently. No, I didn't. The rule still is, because it's still boundaries, right? But I told my girlfriend, I said, ask yourself this important question. Like, your feelings, right? And when we keep letting somebody in our life, and you want to see the good in people, but if someone's showing you that they're not good, why keep them around, right? Why keep them around? And I said, you got to ask yourself, like, and you got to tell yourself, like, my feelings are valid, right? If somebody hurt me, it's okay to say my feelings are hurt. But if you ignore that just because you want to do right by this person, you invested this time in it, and whatever this person is, how are they related to you, how are they connected to you, whatever it may be. But if you keep saying, I invested all this time, I want to see the return on my investment. But the more you keep trying, because of the time that you invested, the more that you only hurting yourself. And so you got to really ask yourself, like, my feelings, they matter, right? And as long as you keep trying to do right by somebody and you're trying to be that good person that you probably are, but this person keeps showing you constantly, like, I'm not it, sis, right? Whoever it is. I think the hardest thing for me is walking away from a family member, right? I know most likely I've known this person for a long time, but I can't continue to let you hurt me and think it's okay. Because every time that you hurt me and I keep letting you back in, it's like I accepted your behavior and I didn't. But when I walk away, that lets you know that I'm done. And I told my girlfriend, I said I had to walk away from family members, and it hurts. I said, to sit here, I'm a very strong person and I can handle a lot. But no matter how strong I am, I have feelings. And when my feelings get hurt, they are hurt. And because they hurt in a way because I would tell myself, wow, I would never do this to this person. Like, they did this to me, but I would never do this to this person. And so in the sermon that I looked at yesterday, it was like missing the signs. Like, sometimes you love somebody so much that you overlook how they're treating you. Sometimes it's friends. You got friends that you have for years and they just not good. And I did this one thing, right? I said, Dad, I'm a person, like, I want to check up on people and I want to make sure, like, hey, are people okay? Like, I'm just naturally built like that. I am like Mother Teresa, right? That's just who I am. And I don't expect people to say, you know what? I don't expect you to do the exact same thing as me, right? I'm only Sakina. I'm only me. I'm not expecting somebody to be just like me. And so as I realized it, I started to think about, like, hey, I'm checking up on this person. And don't get me wrong. I understand about mental health. I understand people are going through things. I get that. And I would never look at somebody differently because they didn't reach out because they were going through things. No, that's not me. Not me at all. I understand that people go through things. Like, I get it. I get it. I understand about giving people their space. I get it. But when you know someone for years and you realize it's the same pattern and you realize that, hey, damn, I'm calling this person and hey, how are you today? Hey, I hope that you have a great day. Or, hey, how are you mentally today? And you start to really, like, do an inventory on your life and you like, damn, if I don't call this person or if I don't text this person or email this person, I will never hear from this person. And so I had to start looking back and saying, like, Dad, I call this person a best friend, but this person is not a best friend. I call this person a friend. This person damn sure not a friend to me. So I was like, you know what? The people that I thought was friends, most of them are associates. And it's funny because when we were at my girlfriend's house Saturday, we started to reminisce about college. And I was like, Dad, who were you guys really cool with in college? And honestly, that was a very difficult question for me to answer. I knew a lot of people. I was a math tutor, right? So a lot of people came to the computer lab to get help, right? No shade. But I started to really think about it, and I was like, who was I really cool with other than the people that they know? I didn't have an answer. I thought maybe we were friends, but we're not. And that's okay. Like, you're my colleague. We went to college together. We graduated together. People in law school. Some people were just colleagues. And I had to realize that, right? And sometimes we keep people around because of the time. But I can tell you that the longer you keep somebody in your life, no matter how they're connected to you, the longer you keep somebody in your life that's not supposed to be there, God will allow them to keep hurting you until you pick it up. You realize, okay, that's the lesson, God. Hey, That stings. Okay, it's time to let them go. And I will say this, if you are a parent and you have children, and if you're a parent, of course you have children. So if you are a parent and your child tells you, hey, I don't like this person. Kids are pure, right? Sometimes, things can be put in their head where they start to think differently, but most importantly, like, they're telling you something for a reason. So if a child tells you that, hey, mom or dad, I don't like this person, I hope and pray that you believe them, right? Because in the Black community, for most Black families, you're taught to always stick with family no matter what. But sometimes it be some family members that hurt you the most. And so we keep this tradition where we had to stick with family no matter what. We're allowing family members to hurt us. And it's okay because they're family, like they get a pass. I told my therapist that I was like, you grow up in certain environments and you're told to stick with family no matter what. But what happens when family hurts you? The boundaries they don't exist because they're family. That's not cool. But you're allowing them back in your life. You're allowing them to just stick around because of who they are. And I told my therapist this. I said, I can't control who I'm related to. I can't control if you're my sibling. I can't help that. I can't control if you're my cousin. And I have a lot of cousins. I can't control if you're my aunt, my uncle. I can't control that. I can't pick my family. Right? I can't pick that. I can't control how I'm related to somebody. If I'm related to them, I'm related to them. But what I can control is the people that I have in my space. I can control that. So I don't give a damn if you're my cousin or not. If I don't want you in my house, I don't want you in my house. But again, it all goes back to, is this person good for you, right? And I want to make sure that I don't miss those signs. Like if I realize like, hey, I'm starting to do inventory in this person, like, you know what? I'm looking at all these things. Hey, I still love them. Let's be clear. I still love this person. I still wish the best for them. However, they're not good for me, right? And just because maybe I was raised in a way to say, hey, stick by family no matter what. But what if they hurt you? Let's say you had a friend you had for years and you realize they're not good friends. Why call them your friend? Why keep them around, right? Why keep them around? And so when it comes to now letting people go, I'm at peace because I already paid attention to everything. I already had the conversation. So if you don't hear from me, you don't see me, you know why. And I told my girlfriend, I said, you had to get to the point where you understand that people's behavior towards you has nothing to do with you. Most times it's everything to do with them. But I said, no, I have a conversation. I think that I'm a good communicator. And I said, but you know what? I said, you can have a conversation with someone that hurt you. You can let them know. Because sometimes, I will say, sometimes people don't know that they hurt you, right? They don't know their actions hurt you in some type of way. And I said, I'm not afraid to have a conversation. I'm not afraid to have difficult conversations, believe it or not. But I told my girlfriend, I said, you got to ask yourself, you can have a conversation with this person, whoever it is, but if they can't comprehend, it doesn't matter what you say. So you have to have real discernment and just say, if I express how I feel, will I be heard? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter about none of those things. People want to be heard. If someone comes to you and say, hey, you hurt my feelings, they want to be heard. They don't want you to think, hey, you're coming to complaining. They want you to listen and say, Dad, like, there's something that I have done to make this person feel a certain type of way. And when someone is coming to you, they want to know, can you make sure this doesn't happen again, right? That's exactly what it is. They want to make sure, like, hey, this is not going to happen again. That's why I'm telling you this, right? That's why I'm telling you this. So it hurts, when you had to let somebody go out your life, but I have more peace, right? I have more peace. I sleep well at night knowing that, hey, I'm not out here hurting anybody. I'm not out here lying to somebody. I'm not out here being malicious. Like, I'm not doing those things. So if you are trying to figure out if you should cut somebody out your life, here's a few things that I think you need to think about. Does this person has a pattern? Like, do they continuously do the same thing over and over again that hurts you? Have you expressed yourself, right? Have you told them, like, hey, this is how you make me feel when you do X, Y, and Z? Now, if this person changes their behavior, by all means, I think you should give them a chance. It's up to you, I think. But if you tell them this, they change, right, for the better, and then they go back to bad habits, and you keep saying it over and over again, you got to ask yourself, are you still going to just stick around because you knew this person for a long time and you're waiting for this investment? But just because you know someone for a long time, it does not mean that the relationship will be better than somebody you meet tomorrow. You can meet somebody tomorrow that will have a better, that could be an asset to your life than somebody you knew your whole life. I met people when I moved to Maryland, and they are better friends than people I knew in Philly. And I tell them this all the time, like, you know what? You about to be in my top 5 because some of the friends I had in Philly, they just cut. But yeah, so you got to look at all these things and say, you know what? I think it's time. And you feel it, right? I don't care what nobody say. When you know that you're about to walk out of somebody's life, you feel it. And sometimes you try to bury it down like, no, I don't want to feel this right now. And no, I don't want to think about this right now. I'm going to just think about the good things, right? Because sometimes you keep friends. You're like, you know what? We had so many good times. And you cherish those, right? And you hold on to it. And that's what keeps you holding on. But you keep cherishing these good moments. You cherish all these good moments. You keep it right in your heart. But then you're living in the right now and you realize, like, damn, I see this person for who they are. And this hurts me, right? This hurts me. And you got to ask yourself, like, you can cherish those moments, but you can get the hell on, right? You can walk away. Like, say, yeah, we had a good time, but, you know, this person was in my life for a season, and keep it moving. My friends think I'm crazy because I enjoy a lot of quiet time. Like, I'm an introvert, right? So me being in the house by myself, I am A-okay. I got Netflix. I got Hulu. I'm good. I'm okay. And I like intimate settings. Don't get me wrong. I love intimate settings. Love them a lot. But sometimes I like doing things by myself. Go to the mall by myself. Go out to eat by myself. Go to the movies. I enjoy time by myself. And I challenge you that. So if you're thinking about the people that you're going to lose and you want to keep them hanging on, I will tell you that you will lose yourself if you hold on to people that are not meant to be in your life. And I would say it all goes back to, how bad do you really want this person in your life? What is it about them that you need them in your life? If you can't answer that, let them go, right? But then you have to, once you let them know, you got to go back and find yourself, right? You got to go back and say, you know what? I'm going to evaluate this relationship, and I'm going to say, like, damn, like, I saw this. Like, I saw the signs, like, these red flags, they look like a circus to me, but I was still playing. We all go through it, right? We all, no shade. But you got to get back and say, you know what? Nah, it's not it. It's not it, sis. It's not it. But in those times, you have to go back and say, you know what? Don't beat yourself up about it. We all go through things. And say, you know what? I've learned to do better. But if I let this person go, I can say that I learned. I can cherish those memories. And just because I cherish those good times, it doesn't mean they still have to be in my life. I have a lot of good memories with people that are no longer in my life. We had a good time, like great time. But now I'm having better times, right? Because I want to be around people that I care about. And it's the last thing. My brother said this to me this morning. I know exactly how I want to show up for the people that I love, right? Whether it's my parents, my siblings, my best friend, and some of my colleagues. Like, I know exactly how I want to show up. And I'm a woman of my word. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Even like when it comes in relationships, I know exactly how I'm going to show up. I know exactly how I'm going to show up in every role that I play. As a professor, I know exactly how I'm going to show up for my students. As an advisor, I know exactly how I'm going to show up for my students. As a mentor, I know exactly how I'm going to show up. I know exactly, most importantly, I know how I'm going to show up for myself. That's important. And so if I realize that I got people in my life that are causing so much harm to me, if I know how to show up for myself and I know that my feelings matter and they're valid, that means that those people have to go because self-love is the best love. That's the first thing. So if you are disturbing my peace, or if you're disturbing me in any type of way that's not allowing me to show up for myself, then you have to go. And so think about it. So when you think about letting somebody go, think about all those things. Yeah, it hurts. We're human, right? We're human. But just think about the peace that you will get when you let this person go. I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that, you realize that you matter, right? Your feelings, they matter so much. And I hope you realize that. So all the dope men out there, your feelings matter too. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how successful you are. Your feelings matter. And if nobody didn't tell you, just know that myself, Sakina Tillman, says that you matter. Your feelings matter. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be all those things. Like your feelings, they matter. And you are amazing. So if you're a man listening to this, you're amazing. So everybody out there, today's going to be a nice day. It's going to be up to 80 degrees. Go up to 80 degrees, but I have to teach, so I'll be stuck inside the law school. But other than that, I hope that you make time for yourself. And I hope you make time for you, like self-care, like true self-care, and do things for yourself. And sometimes spend time with yourself. Like spend time with yourself. Get a chance to know who you really are. Here's a question for you. Do you really know you? Do you really know you? That's all I have. Have a great Monday and have a great week. And just know you matter. You matter. Bye, guys.